Bueno, buenas tardes. Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome to Cafecito with Rosie on TV. Woohoo! This
Yay!
is our first broadcast live using this platform, Zoom. As you guys know, Cafecito with Rosie is a product of the Rosie Paulson Enterprises. We have 3 types of Cafecito with Rosie live. The ones that you can come to my office or we can come to your location, and it's a gathering of business owners, community leaders, and entrepreneurs with the whole purpose of empowering and encouraging long-lasting business relationships. And then because my heart and the vision of Rosie Paulson Enterprises, which the brand promise of Rosie Paulson Enterprises is knowledge, connection, success, we feature these amazing business owners, who they are, what they do, and how they help the community. And we do that in radio platforms like iPod. We play it in radio, and then it goes into all the listening platforms like iTunes and iHeartMedia. And then we also have Cafecito with Rosie on TV, which today you guys are seeing it, Facebook Live. We have Instagram that also we play, and you're gonna see many of those. But the whole idea of Cafecito with Rosie is just to bring you inspiring stories of people that are changing our community. And today I am thrilled and excited because I just found out about a person that is from Ecuador like me, and I call her Compatriota because we were born there, but we both proud Americans, and she has an amazing story to tell us today. So today I am honored and grateful to introduce my friend Haydeé Acebo. Hi Haydee, how are you?
Hi, I'm trying to take a selfie here because I cannot pass up the opportunity.
Yay!
I have to document this moment in history because let me tell you, Cafecito with Rosie, brilliant idea. I love that. Cafecito is such a social ritual, right? It's the same thing with tea and something where we can talk about, and it's a camaraderie thing. So I think it's awesome. And thank you so much for welcoming me to Cafecito with Rosie today.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember in Ecuador, but we had Cafecito before we had the dinner. That was kind of like in between lunch and dinner. And in my case, I will get to the store, the bread store, right around the corner, and we'll get the fresh baked bread. Some of them were the sweet bread, and then I'll bring it back to my house. And then at that time, my grandmother had already been warming up the milk. So we all sit around the dinner table, and it was not dinner. This was not dinner. This was cafecito. And then, you know, we get to spend time together and what happened that day. And that was just a way of interact with the family. And again, like I mentioned, that was before dinner. So we ate a lot.
Yes, I remember Cafecito with humitas.
Yeah, humitas. Yeah, o bolas verdes. That was the other one too. Yeah, muchines. That was the other thing. And don't ask Rosie to do any of that because I don't know how to do any of that. My sister, quimbolitos. Yes, the other ones too. Those were my favorites, I guess. But Haydee, tell us, how long have you? I know you're originally from Ecuador, so tell me a little bit of your story and how did you end up in the United States?
Yeah, so my name is Haydeé. It's after my grandmother, my abuelita. And so I moved to the United States 22 years ago. I came when I was 18. I had done a semester of university in Ecuador. Then I finished college here, and I just stayed here. I have my husband, and I have 2 kids, my daughter who's 10 years old and my son who's 5 years old. And we live in Reno, Nevada. So the opposite side of Florida. We're near California, up in the mountains, and we get snow up here, and it's really beautiful. And we have Lake Tahoe 30 minutes ago, and we'll talk about Lake Tahoe in a little bit.
Wow, wow. And does it get cold all the time, or is it kind of vary? How is the seasons over there?
Yeah, we have seasons. So we're in winter right now, and then we'll come in spring in May, and then fall, and well, spring, summer, fall, and then winter.
Awesome. And I started recording because I forgot to get recorded. So I'm sorry. So we can share this later too. So how long have you been living where you lived? For a long time. I think you answered that, but I just again, just to remember, how long have you living there?
Yeah, so it's funny because I've been living in Reno for 15, it'll be 15 years this year. And such a funny story. My undergrad is in journalism, so I went to school in Miami, right? And then my first job out of school as a TV reporter was in Reno. I had no idea where Reno was, but I was so excited because it was my first job out of the house, away from my parents, my first professional job, and I got to do whatever I wanted. And so I took my bags and I left. I didn't know anybody in Reno. And again, I didn't know what it was. I just came for an interview. They offered me the job. And here I come, Ecuadorian in a mission.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And that is amazing. So once you say you were a journalist, so what do you do now currently, other than trying to swim? But we're gonna talk about that. So what do you do now?
Yeah, so I work for a biotech company. It's called Charles River Laboratories. We're a global company, and I work in global talent acquisition for the branding division. And it's really exciting because even though I don't work in journalism, the journalism degree is what helped me to be where I am right now. Being able to connect with communities, being able to write and talk and present and just connect really with the communities. It's what's helped me to be where I am. So that's my job. I love it. I get to work from home too, and I support, we have over 18,000 employees now, and it's super excited. I'm really happy.
Wow. And you mentioned you have a daughter, she's 10 years old, and you have a son who's 5 years old. And, you know, we just did, today's Tuesday. So yesterday was the Women International Day, which is, some people see it as well, now it's globally known as the day that we encourage women and we recognize the great job they have done. Not that men don't do the same thing, but this is just a day that we recognize how much women had advanced and what we have done. And it's a great opportunity to show our daughters, right, that sky's the limit, that they can do whatever they set their minds to. I always tell people that the reason why I came to the United States is because I started playing basketball in Ecuador, and I was really good at it. But when I decided to go into the male sport, male-dominated sport, which it was soccer, was really good at goalkeeping because I was a good basketball player. So that just came naturally. But the issue is that that was a male sport. So girls did not play that. And I had to always fight my way or work my way into playing the game because that was a no-no for young girls. But as soon as I find out that I can, in America, girls can do whatever pretty much they can do, they want to do, I decided, hey, I maybe need to move to America. And 32 years I'm here and I love this so much. So, Haydee, tell me about this adventure that you are getting yourself into, which is just amazing to me. Where did it start? Why the idea was birthed, and what is happening?
Oh my gosh, so I'm really excited, and I'm excited for all of you who are watching this as well, because all of us get to be part of this. It's not just me who's swimming, it's not just Rosie who's supporting me with all of her love, but it's all of you being part of this amazing adventure, because all of us are going to break a world record for 21 reasons this summer. And so I'll tell you what's going on. So when we started the pandemic a year ago, right, and most of us have been affected and impacted by the pandemic, I suffer so much because one of my great friends from high school died from the virus. Then another friend died from cancer the same week. And then my puppy died. My puppy had just turned a year old and died. So, you know, when so much of this hits you, you are just so sad, right? And so then you have choices, just like many things in life. You can choose to be depressed about it, or you can choose to do something really good about it. And guess Guess which one I chose?
To do something about it, right?
Yes. And of course, I mean, till this day, if you get me talking about it for one more minute, I'll start crying. Of course, I get sad. But to me, I thought I really have to do something that keeps their names high, right? And so I decided, hey, why don't I break this world record for 21 reasons? And so the world record is swimming the length of Lake Tahoe, which is 21 miles, 65 degrees, cold water. It's not wearing a wetsuit, and it's by myself. It's not a competition. The world record, though, it's because I'll be the first Latina to swim across the lake by myself. Yes. And all of this will be for 21 special reasons. So I said that the lake is 21 miles. And so I'm dedicating each mile to a social cause.
Okay, awesome. And we'll talk about those 21 reasons in a minute. But I do have to ask you, because everybody's asking me the same thing. When I share, this woman is going to be swimming by herself. You cannot use a wetsuit, so it's going to be freezing. They say hypothermia is going to hit you so fast that you really literally can die. So how are you preparing for this?
Yeah, it's a process. It's a process that started May of last year. And yes, hypothermia is real. It could happen to me the very moment that I go in. But it's 65 degrees. It's not 0 degrees either. So there's a process that I have to go through, which is to acclimate to this water. Lake Tahoe is 30 minutes away from my house. So I have gone, and I won't say that I swim my regular training there, but I do go in and get used to the water. And the pool that I have at home, I'm slowly bringing it down to 65 degrees. Okay. Coach said that I should bring it down to between 62 to 65 degrees, but it's cold. My water, the water in my pool is cold. So it's a process. It's an acclimatation process.
Good. And I know you said this is going to be the first time that is a Latina trying to do this, but I don't think you went in because you wanted to you wanted to break the world record. It happened that was available, but you found out about it later, right? Tell me a little bit more about who told you, and then you go, wow, this is more serious than what I thought.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure. So I just wanted to do the swim. I wanted to do it for 21 reasons. I wanted to do it because I'm a Latina, and of course, we are just so fierce and so powerful. And once we get our minds to do something, we go and do it. There's nothing else, right? And so as people started writing articles about it, one of them said, this is a world record. And then it hit me when I read, I'm like, that's not true. It's not a world record. And then I started looking into it. Of course it is. It's the first Latina doing it. It's no other Latina has done it for this length in Lake Tahoe. And yes, it is considered a world record.
Good. And let's pause for a minute there, because I know you have a GoFundMe account, which I'm actually putting on the descriptions down in the Facebook Live, because that's how people can help you, right? Because again, you need some things that you need to pay for the actual world record to be recorded. But also, why are you doing this GoFundMe with the other stuff, with whatever is left from that money that you're collecting?
Yes, and thank you so much. It's super exciting because we get to make a big difference. So yes, we talked about the 21 reasons and dedicating each mile to a cause. And out of those 21 reasons, I chose 6 important reasons where all of this money will go to for nationwide charities. And so, did you want me to tell you which?
Yeah, let's go with those charities, and we'll do the 21 reasons. But instead, I believe with those charities to make sure that people understand that the way they can support you is by going into your GoFundMe account, and for them to be sure also that this is used in to keep with the cause of what you're trying to do. Yeah,
exactly. And then as it's 6 causes, right? And as I describe them to you, think about them and think about if this has impacted you at some point or impacted somebody in your family or your friends. And I'm pretty sure it has, if it's either one or all of them. So the 6 reasons why I'm raising money are for cancer, mental health, addiction, human trafficking, sexual abuse, and rare diseases.
Wow. And that is just, I think the human traffic part is so up because we just had the Super Bowl, which is one of the highest traffic. That's the day that people get trafficked the most. We are now able to pass laws to protect survivors, to protect future children from or people to get into this horrendous crisis that our country is doing. So I applaud you from that, because you are bringing awareness. I think the biggest thing, and for all this, right, we thank God we have so much awareness about cancer now. Although it's a very strong word, when you hear the word cancer, it's not a death sentence anymore. We have come a very long way with having studies that we have more survivors now. Same thing with mental abuse, because mental health issues, not mental abuse, but mental health issues, because some of those might not have a physical aspect of it. People do not understand that they exist. So just bring those awareness is an amazing way, and those resources is going to help for that. So I commend you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And now, when is going to be the swim?
The swim is August 7th at 9 p.m. So it's a night swim. And hopefully I'll be done in 12 hours. So I should be done by either 9 in the morning or at noon.
Now
the next day.
The next day, of course. Now you will have somebody going behind you, right, in a boat or something like that. Okay, yes, because you're not really, I mean, you're swimming alone, but somebody's have to come with you, right?
Yeah, it's called an unassisted swim, but I will have a boat that will be following me. So the boat captain will be there, and then there'll also be a judge, making sure that I don't get like on a little boat, or that I'm putting a wetsuit on while nobody's watching me. So making sure that I'm following all the protocols. And then I'll have another boat where my doctor will be, my husband, and somebody documenting the whole swim as well.
Wow, that is so amazing. And did you, I mean, do you professionally swim, or is this just something that you decided to do?
Yeah, no, I started swimming when I was in high school, when I lived in Ecuador, and I was really bad at it. But I had no choice. I had to choose a sport. The school I went to, you had to choose something, and I was really bad at it. But something that when I was 16, something that I learned there, 3 things. If I have passion, and if I have training, and if I have support, I can do a lot of things in life. And so professionally, personally, those are the things that are driving me. And when I read your book, something else touched me within those 3 goals, or those 3 guides that I've lived by my whole life.
Good. And I know you received the book maybe 2 days ago. And for my viewers, if you don't, yeah, I know many of you know that I wrote the book Ñeque, The Spirit of a Resilient Mindset, last year in 2020. And my goal is to be able to share actionable tools that people can take and use in their life, and then achieve a thriving, successful, and profitable business, what they balance everything, especially women, that we have to be mothers and community leaders and wives and spouses and all that stuff. But I know you mentioned you got yours, and you have something that you would like to share with my followers. So why don't you go ahead and read?
Yes. Yeah, and it's something so true, because it's, you know, as you mentioned, we're moms, we, as parents, you know, moms, dads, any kind of parent, we have so many fluctuations during our lives. And so on page 39, everybody, when you look at the long range plan, it says persistence is about maintaining a lifelong commitment to whatever you're working toward. And so it says motivation comes and goes, and it fluctuates with life and business challenges. And this is the part that I love. The key is to look at what's far away on the horizon. Where do you want to get from here? So yeah, in between what you want to do in 5 years from now, there are going to be so many storms. But if we keep our eye on the prize, then we know where we're going, no matter what comes and goes.
Right, right. Thank you. And that's amazing because again, everybody's gonna get their little own thing out of that book because that it adapts to everybody. So, and I'm glad. And what I want, and that's the whole thing about Ñeque. Ñeque is that that grit, that resilience, that not letting go, not, if you don't feel like doing it, well, you do it because you do it. That's the discipline, that's your habits. And yes, you might have a goal that you are achieving on August 7th, but you have to prepare for that. And then once you get that, when you're probably going to set another thing, another goal in your arsenal, and you work towards that. But at the end of the day, your passion is what will continue to you. So the passion is what lights the way, right? Your purpose is the way you get there, but the passion is what lights the way. But the grit and the discipline is what's gonna get you there, because that's where your habits get built and you do it even if you don't want to, or even if nobody else is around you, because sometimes you have to be alone making those hard decisions. So awesome. And so again, I think I shared the GoFundMe account, but do you uh, oh, I don't see there's a, but how did people find you in your social media platforms? Let's go there. So you have an Instagram account, Facebook also, you're very active in LinkedIn, which kudos, because LinkedIn is a very amazing platform. People you get more hits out of LinkedIn because it's such a new platform. It is used for professional, but it's something where you can also share some videos and you can share your stories. But how can people find you in your social media platforms?
Yeah, so for Instagram, the handle is Haydeé, Haydee,
Mm-hmm.
and the next word is adventurer. So like adventure, and then you add the R at the end. So Haydeé Adventurer for Instagram. And on Facebook, it's the same handle, Haydeé Adventurer. And on LinkedIn, it's Haydeé, Haydee, and my last name, Acebo, Acebo.
Oh my God. So I was pronouncing your name Heidi, which it was wrong. So I did. So because I was the H, well, I was trying to pronounce the H. That's that's my Spanglish way of murdering your name, I guess. I'm sorry, I did.
And LinkedIn, I think it's also a great platform, which I never thought. I thought about at some point I would launch this campaign on LinkedIn. But if anything, it's a great tool to showcase your ability. So what the campaign that I'm doing is not professionally related, right? Like if you look at it,
right,
first sight is not professionally related, but you're showcasing your perseverance, you're showcasing your leadership and your community impact as well. So I think for the audience out there, think about the stuff that you want to put on LinkedIn as well, and how you can also showcase your skills on LinkedIn so others can see it and maybe help other people as well.
Yeah, and I tell people LinkedIn should be the social media platform. So you cannot be good at everything. Pick one and stick to that one and be good at it. Be really, really good. But if you're talking about professionals, do also keep your LinkedIn the most updated possible. Even if you're not looking for a job, even like I mentioned, if you just stay-at-home mom, that's part of your professionalism. Just make sure that you keep your LinkedIn profile up to date with what it is, because you're right. You mentioned you are showcasing your skills, your leadership skills, your organizing skills, your managing skills, because a mom does all those things 24/7, 365 days a year. So you know, why not showcase those? Now, the latest platform, which I have not got really good at, but that you maybe Heidi want to look at, is that Clubhouse. It is not one that people can see you in, but you go into a room and you talk to people, and you can create a room that talk about how to, you know, swing Lake Tahoe, and people that have that same kind of aspirations, or they're swimmers, they'll go into this room too, and they talk to you, and you can bring them into, for they can ask questions, or they can write those questions and you can read them. But the thing about Clubhouse is, at the level of whoever you want to be with in the same room, you can actually follow these people. So for example, Mark Cuban is one of the people that I follow, the guy from Shark Tank, because I just say, I want to be in Shark Tank at one day, but I want to be the one selecting the people, not putting my business out there, but selecting the people. So he has his own Clubhouse room. So where Clubhouse will send you the ping saying that Mark Cuban is in the room, so you can listen. So he's talking and giving you all his tips, and it's like you're in the room with this guy, but you really, you know, because it's him, it's the real Mark Cuban talking to these people. So it has become one of the most explosive social media platform, but that you get real with those people, and you get the information like from them directly without going to a middleman and stuff like that. So
That's pretty awesome. Thank you for sharing. That's pretty
yes,
cool.
yeah. Well, Haydeé, I am so excited. We are about into the 30-minute into our Cafecito with Rosie on TV, and I really want to thank you, my friend, and we'll continue to do this. Please continue to share your videos, tag me in those. I see when you update us every single day. We are all rooting for you. We are exciting. Thank you so much for leaving the name of Ecuador very high. And that to be the first Latina, I mean, that's even the other biggest recognition, because we are changing this country, we are changing this world, and we are amazing at putting our minds into something and doing it. And that is in Ecuador. It's from Ecuador. I get a little bit more excited about it. So some last minute things that if somebody that is getting inspired will hear you, like, so if you want to inspire a young girl that perhaps has this dream, what will you tell her?
I will tell her to don't be afraid to reach out for help, because I think that's one of the things that stops us from doing something. Being embarrassed, not even knowing what to ask. My big thing is, if you want to do something, write it down, tell somebody about it, share those dreams, ask people for help, and people will help you. Even when you don't know what you want, what you need, share those dreams with somebody and you will get the tools, but be passionate about it. Don't just say, today I want to do something, and 5 minutes later, I don't want to do it anymore. Find something that you can be passionate about and share that passion with other friends. And I can't thank you enough, Rosie, for giving me all this love and support. And from everybody out there, thank you so much for supporting me and being with me in this journey. I feel all of you when I'm training. My training sessions are hard, and I know the upcoming swim will be hard, but the 21 reasons is what's keeping me motivated. When I think about it.
We didn't mention the 21 reasons. We did the 6, but you want to go through those 21 reasons really quick? And
Yeah.
We were going to say goodbye, but hey, welcome. It's like, go ahead, mention those 21 reasons.
So the 21 reasons are prayer, cancer, diversity, equality, and inclusion, climate change and global warming, COVID-19 survivors and victims, mental health, poverty and homelessness, hunger, addiction, human trafficking, sexual abuse, domestic abuse, girl and women empowerment, which Rosie is sponsoring a mile for that. Thank you so much. Athletic outreach and empowerment, military veterans, autoimmune diseases, rare diseases, diabetes, autism, premature babies, epilepsy, and family. So when you think about all those 21 reasons, how could you not do something big for all the people who are going through this every day, who are fighting to overcome or who have calm all these addictions or diseases, how could you not do something big for them?
Yeah, and tell me, as much as I was honored to be able to sponsor a mile for you. Others can do the same, right? So pick one of those and sponsor that mile, and you'll have some information or some little marketing stuff that you will do for that. But I think it's an amazing thing that they can pick one that is near and dear to your heart, to their heart, and help you on that. Be a sponsor of that mile. Right. Okay.
Yes, most definitely.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, my really good friends. Thank you. Thank you for always supporting me with my adventures to try to find out where is Rosie today. But I am honored to serve my community, to serve my country, and now I guess going internationally too, to serve all over the world and make a pure, positive, and inspiring change. So thank you again. This is Rosie Paulson from Tampa, Florida today. To go international, stay pure, stay positive, and stay inspired. Ciao.
Adiós. Gracias.